Welcome back to my YouTube channel, MasterTech Academy. I'm excited to have you here today as we dive into an incredibly powerful and versatile technology that's transforming how we create user interfaces across multiple platforms. Today, we are covering Chapter 1. What is Adaptive Card? And in this comprehensive chapter, we're going to explore several key topics that will give you a solid foundation in understanding this amazing technology. Here's what we'll be covering. What is an adaptive card? History and evolution, from Microsoft Bot Framework to Teams, Outlook, and beyond. Benefits of adaptive cards, why they're cross-platform, declarative, and create lightweight UI experiences. Real-world use cases, how they're being used in Teams, Outlook, SharePoint, and Bot Framework applications. So let's start our journey into the world of adaptive cards. Now, let me explain what an adaptive card actually is, and I think the best way to understand this is by looking at both the concept and a practical example. An adaptive card is a platform-agnostic, declarative UI framework that allows developers to create interactive, lightweight, and visually appealing content that can be rendered consistently across multiple applications. Let me break this down for you. Platform-agnostic means that the same card can work across different platforms, whether it's Microsoft Teams, Outlook, your web application, or even a mobile app. You write it once, and it adapts to each platform's native look and feel. Declarative means you describe what you want, not how to build it. Instead of writing complex UI code for each platform, you simply describe your card structure in a simple format. Interactive and lightweight means these cards can include buttons, input fields, images, and other interactive elements, but they load quickly and don't consume excessive resources. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. As you can see in the example on your screen, an adaptive card uses a simple JSON schema to define everything about the card, its structure, layout, text, media, and interactive elements like buttons, inputs, or toggles. Look at this practical example. On the left side, you can see the JSON code that defines our card. It's remarkably simple and readable. We have a text block that says, "Welcome," an image element for a logo, an input.text field where users can enter their name, an action.submit button. And on the right side, you can see how this JSON translates into a beautiful, functional user interface. The same JSON code will render appropriately, whether it's displayed in Microsoft Teams, Outlook, a web browser, or any other host application that supports adaptive cards. This is the power of adaptive cards. You define your UI once in JSON, and it automatically adapts to look and feel native in whatever application is hosting it. The host application takes care of rendering it according to its own design guidelines and capabilities. Think about how revolutionary this is. Instead of creating separate UI components for Teams, then rebuilding them for Outlook, then creating different versions for web and mobile, you create one JSON definition, and it works everywhere. Now let's take a quick journey through time to understand how adaptive cards came to be and why they've become such an essential technology in today's development landscape. Adaptive cards were introduced by Microsoft in 2017 as part of the Microsoft Bot Framework to solve a very real problem that developers were facing: the challenge of inconsistent user experiences across different communication platforms. Picture this. Before adaptive cards, if you wanted to create a bot or app that worked across multiple platforms, you had to design separate UI components for each host environment. That meant different code for Teams, different code for Outlook, different code for web, leading to much higher complexity and maintenance overhead. Here's how the evolution unfolded. 2017 marked the beginning. Adaptive cards were first introduced as a cross-platform rendering technology with the Microsoft Bot framework. This was the foundation that would change everything. 2018 was the breakthrough year when integration with Microsoft Teams brought widespread adoption. Suddenly, cards allowed bots and apps to deliver rich, interactive content directly within chat messages, making conversations much more engaging and functional. 2019 to 2020 saw major expansion as adaptive cards extended to Outlook actionable messages. This was huge because it meant users could now perform actions like approving requests, RSVPing to events, or updating tasks directly from their email client. No need to switch between applications. 2021 onwards has been about ecosystem growth. We've seen expanded support in SharePoint Framework, Power Platform, and even third-party ecosystems, making adaptive cards a true standard for interactive, declarative UIs. What's remarkable is how quickly this technology went from solving a specific bot framework problem to becoming a universal solution for cross-platform UI development. Today, adaptive cards are everywhere in the Microsoft ecosystem and beyond. Now that we understand what adaptive cards are and how they evolved, let's dive into why they've become such a game-changer for developers and enterprises. Adaptive cards offer several key advantages that make them a preferred solution, and I want to walk you through each of these benefits. First, cross-platform compatibility. And this is probably the biggest advantage. A single card definition works across multiple hosts: Teams, Outlook, SharePoint, web apps, and many others. The beautiful thing is that the host application is responsible for rendering, which means you get a native look and feel without writing any additional platform-specific code. Write once, run everywhere. Second, they're declarative and lightweight. Because they're based on a JSON schema, they're incredibly easy to learn, use, and maintain. As a developer, you simply define what the UI should look like, while the host application decides how it should be rendered. No complex UI frameworks to master, just simple, readable JSON. Third, consistent user experience. Here's something really cool. Cards adapt automatically to the design language and theme of the host application. Whether users are in dark mode, light mode, or using platform-specific styling, your cards will blend seamlessly. Users get a familiar, intuitive experience without you having to hard-code any UI details. Fourth, interactivity and actionability. These aren't just static display cards. They can include actions like submit buttons, open URL actions, or toggle visibility controls, making them truly interactive. For example, in Outlook, an adaptive card can let users approve or reject requests directly from their inbox. No need to open external applications. Finally, lightweight integration. Since they're schema-driven, adaptive cards are incredibly easy to integrate with bots, APIs, and back-end services. They significantly reduce the need for heavy front-end code, making your applications faster and more maintainable. These benefits combined make adaptive cards a powerful tool that saves development time while delivering superior user experiences across platforms. Now let's see adaptive cards in action. They're widely used across Microsoft's ecosystem and beyond, solving real business problems every day. Microsoft Teams is where many people first experience the power of adaptive cards. Bots and apps use them to present structured information like task assignments, surveys, or notifications directly within Teams channels and chats. Let me show you a perfect example on your screen. Here we have a project management bot that sent an interactive task assignment card to a Teams channel. Looking at this card, you can see all the essential information at a glance. The task is Design New Login Page. It's assigned to Sarah Johnson, due December 15th, 2024, and marked as high priority. But here's where it gets powerful. Notice those action buttons at the bottom. Accept task, add comment, and update status. Team members can take immediate action without leaving Teams or switching to external project management tools. Below that, we see another great example, a team survey card. Instead of sending people to external survey platforms, the entire survey is embedded right in the conversation. Users can select their satisfaction rating, provide additional feedback in the text area, and submit their response, all without leaving Teams. This is the real power of adaptive cards in Teams. They transform static notifications into interactive, actionable content that keeps teams productive and engaged right where they're already collaborating. Moving to Outlook Actionable Messages. This is where adaptive cards really transform email productivity. They let users perform quick actions like approving expense requests, voting, or updating tasks directly from emails without switching to another app. Look at these examples on your screen. First, we have an expense approval request from John Smith for $1,250 for a client meeting. Instead of clicking links that take you to external systems, you see all the details right in the email: the amount, category, date, and attached receipts. With one click on Approve or Reject, the decision is made instantly from your inbox. Below that is a company holiday party RSVP card. All the event details are clearly displayed: date, time, location, even dietary restrictions. Users can respond with "Yes, I'll attend," or "Can't make it," directly from their inbox. No external forms, no app switching, just immediate action. This is the power of adaptive cards across platforms. They eliminate the friction of jumping between systems and keep users productive where they already work. Same is for SharePoint also. We can look and feel how adaptive cards are playing an important role here as well. Developers use adaptive cards to create dashboards, approval workflows, and notifications inside SharePoint pages with real-time data visualization. Here's a perfect example: a sales analytics dashboard showing live business metrics. Below that, we see a document approval workflow card for a Q4 marketing strategy document submitted by the marketing team. What's powerful here is that approvers can take action directly from the SharePoint page. They can approve, reject, or review document without switching to external workflow systems. This demonstrates the consistent power of adaptive cards across all platforms, whether it's Teams, Outlook, or SharePoint. They eliminate friction and keep users productive right where they're already working. So here is the summary of Chapter 1. Let me quickly recap what we've covered today. Adaptive cards are essentially JSON-based, cross-platform UI snippets that revolutionize how we create interactive content across different applications. Looking at the history, they were introduced by Microsoft in 2017, starting with the Bot framework, then expanding to Teams, then Outlook, then SharePoint, and now they're being adopted by third-party applications across the industry. The benefits are clear. They're lightweight, declarative, consistent, interactive, and incredibly easy to integrate. You write once in JSON and deploy everywhere. For use cases, we saw how powerful they are in Teams for tasks and surveys, in Outlook for approvals and RSVPs, in SharePoint for dashboards and workflows, in bots for forms, and in third-party apps for seamless UI integration. The key takeaway is that adaptive cards eliminate the friction of switching between applications and bring functionality directly to where users already work. In our next video, we will cover Chapter 2, the architecture of adaptive cards, where we'll dive deep into how these cards are structured and how they actually work under the hood. So keep connected to learn more. If you have any doubts, please comment below. I will surely reply to each one of them. And before you go, if you found this video helpful, please hit that subscribe button and share this video with your colleagues who might benefit from learning about adaptive cards. Your support helps me create more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next chapter.